What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Ray Infinity Show podcast. This is episode number 116. And today, I got two of my brothers on the show right here. I got Osiris of Middle Maga and Casual Goats, who is an entertainment streamer. Osiris, he's a political commentator. And like I just said, Casual Goats, he's an entertainment streamer. What are you guys doing out there? What have you been up to, guys? You doing all right? Mm-hmm.
Let's go. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Oh, it has been. Yeah. Last video, not the last video, but like probably the best, the episode you did with your kids when you open up ISOM number 2. That was pretty cool, man. Yeah. That was awesome.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, we read through it. I don't want to do any spoilers, but the story is great, man. Eric July is a talented writer. Just good family fun, and can't wait for the next. He's going to do another book and another book. I'm going to get a little short box. He got a box that's with all the design on it. So excited about it.
Yeah. How about you, Casual?
Chilling. I just got a fresh new job, actually, doing some cool stuff. So I've been pretty busy with that the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Great, man.
That's about it. I just burn metal, man. Burn metal, come home and play video games.
Literally burn metal. I like that.
Yeah, it's a different kind of metal burning now, though. It's through they call it beveling, but essentially I run torches on tracks and cut metal, like corners and chunks off of like 15-foot pieces of metal that are generally like thicker than my palm. Huge pieces of metal we work with. It's really crazy.
Yeah, like Osiris and I were talking before we went live that I officially now have a New Year's resolution for next year already. Something really cool. I'm officially going to start saving up so I can buy some land, get like a little ranch, really.
Hell
buy that. Yeah,
that's what I'm working on now.
Preferably up in Montana, Wyoming, or even Alaska.
I like hearing that, man. I like hearing y'all young men planning for the future, and it will pay off. Because right now, y'all are ahead of, I'm an old man now. Y'all are ahead of where I was. It's really good to see, man.
I'm getting there, man. I hit 30 this year, so I'm a little late to the money-making game myself. But, I mean, you really can't ever be too late on it.
Well, I'm 21 now, so I'll be 22 next year. Well, actually, in like less than 6 months, so.
Yep, it's all relative, but God willing, y'all have a long life ahead of y'all, and it's good to see that plan and get some paper, stack some paper, get some property, get some land, make some moves.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, I live out in the state where all the Amish people are, so there's plenty of land.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that around here.
I love the Amish.
Yeah, they're chill.
I used to live near a bunch of Amish people, like upstate Iowa.
Yep, I grew up in Ohio. We used to go out in the Amish county. They got the best cheese out there and dairy products, but man, they live straight off the land.
Yeah.
And they are the most base libertarian group you will find in maybe partly in the world. They out there, they do their own thing. When the whole pandemic stuff went down, they weren't on board with none of it. I got a lot of respect for the Amish.
And they're probably the nicest people you'll ever meet.
I was just going to say they're the best neighbors you could ever have, because I used to live out where like pretty much there were old people and then there were Amish people. You heard nothing happened. You know what I mean? It was just very calm and peaceful all the time. You just go out and see them riding around on their buggies and stuff. Young kids too. There'd be like 16-year-old dudes rocking these buggies out. Like, it's cool.
Yeah, like even up at the grocery stores, you would see like them park their buggies like right near where we have. Well, they don't have the car spots. Like they had like their own little spots for like horses up over where I lived up there.
That's cool.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah. But the main force driving me to one of the main forces driving me to get land right now is I've just been addicted to watching Yellowstone. So yeah,
whatever, man. It's a positive motivation. It's a great show.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Kevin Costner leaving, it's just not going to be the same. So
no show lasts forever, though. I was talking to my wife about that. I was like, you got to know when to end it and move on. So I'm not too broke up about that.
Yeah, unless you're One Piece.
Oh yeah.
It's like over 1,000 episodes and counting right now. I refuse to watch it. There's just too much.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to sit down and watch 1,000 episodes.
But they're actually going to do a sequel series to Yellowstone, where like some of the characters are actually going to come over and be in it. Really, yeah.
But wait, since we're on that topic though, Isn't One Piece the one they're trying to do the live action? Have y'all seen that?
Yeah, it looks.
Bruh.
One Piece is an anime about pirates.
I've never watched that.
From what I understand, it's good. It's just so fucking dense and full of stuff that I could watch like 20 shows in the span of watching just One Piece, and it's still going. But yes, there's a live action version. And honestly, to me, the worst part about it is that it doesn't look good or bad. It just looks meh. And I think for me, seeing something as meh is worse than it being bad.
Yeah.
It just looks pretty mid. I'm like, whatever, I guess. And,
Yeah.
and like honestly, they've done stuff that was bad. Like their Cowboy Bebop was bad. I didn't even bother watching it. I saw the trailers. Nope, not gonna watch that. You know, I don't know if people remember like their Netflix. Death Note was pretty bad. Can't forget live action Avatar, live action Dragon Ball Z. Like all of these were terrible. You just can't take animated stuff and translate it properly over to live action. It's not the same. You're not going to get the same feeling from it at all. It's like when Disney tried to do live action Lion King. There's no expressions in their faces. You know what I mean? Like the Little Mermaid, that Sebastian looked just the crab. It's just a crab. That's it. There's not this crazy funky little crab guy. And like, I don't know. It's not the same.
I actually didn't mind that Lion King reboot too much. I didn't love it. I just didn't mind it really.
I'm with Casual on it. Man, I had high hopes on that Lion King. The Lion King live action was the moment I realized I don't need everything to be live action. It just didn't work for me.
Yeah. That's how I am about it.
Not everything needs to be in live action. I completely agree with you on that.
I think it's funny because when you take things that are real live action and take them to animated, it works fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, you know what was a banger? Was the Men in Black show. I haven't seen too much of that, but the Men in Black animated show hit hard. That was really good. And it still translates just fine because you're going, you know, I think it's because animation lets you get away with doing all kinds of wacky stuff. You know what I mean? You can do anything you want in it. And then when you're limited to CGI and hitting that uncanny valley, you know what I mean? It gets real weird.
You just brought up Uncanny Valley. Did you guys ever at least see any clips from She-Hulk? So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was awful. Just disgusting. It was just terrible.
It was so offensive to common sense. It was that bad.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind I don't mind the whole live action DC and Marvel stuff that much. I think they do for the most part a reasonable job. While the writing isn't very interesting, the looks of them, at least for the movies, are pretty good. Except for the Black Panther. I remember watching that and going, I can see the rhinos, like the CG of the rhinos very clearly from everything else, and it really threw me off. I don't know why they kind of went bad on that one.
Yeah, what I'm seeing is the budgets for these films are so large. I'm like, there's no way you can't get better CGI than that. And so
especially not what I've seen incredible CGI right here on YouTube. YouTube's got tons of some of the most phenomenal stuff I've ever seen. Then you get $1 million company and like, hey, what happened? What do you mean?
That's why I said, because I listen to Eric July a lot, and he kind of gets me thinking about this, and I kind of got this take from him where it's like, it's almost like these Marvel movies, the writing's not good, the CGI is not good, like you talked about She-Hulk. It's almost like it's like a money grab to break off like all the people, the inside Hollywood people.
Well, the main reason they're doing it is just for content. That's literally all they're doing it for. Like all these Disney Plus shows, the only reason they're doing it is just to supply Disney Plus, which a lot of people have been leaving that anyway.
Well, then just do then make the budget small. If all you're doing is bad content, then your budget's got to be tiny, and then you hope it just blows up or whatever.
Yeah. Really the only recent stuff that I've liked with Marvel recently was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Spider-Man No Way Home. Those are the only three things really, two things I like really.
I haven't seen any of it.
You gotta watch both.
Even with the Marvel and DC stuff, I'm getting kind of tired of the live action because of what you said, Casual, that CGI is just, I don't know, maybe it's too much, or even when it looks okay, it's just like, I don't know. I almost wish because I just saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And the animation, did you like that, Casual?
I've only seen clips and trailers. That the animation I'll give you looks good, but all the characters are ugly.
No,
all of them.
From what I saw, I was going into it. I did not have high expectations. From the first second they showed the animation and the characters, I was like, "This is beautiful." Yeah. And I think I would rather even see the Marvel stuff go back to animation for a little bit. The live action is getting tired to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's the storytelling. Because Joker, the Joker had really no explosions, much or anything like that in there, and that one was dope. I think
Man,
they're trying to
Joker
do
was
too
so good.
much. Yeah, they're trying to do too
Yeah.
much.
And
Yeah,
DC, honestly, DC has always had really good animation, and I think they should just go back to that. I used to love watching the Justice League, Teen Titans, like everything animated DC did was great. But
yeah.
now, like all the I don't even know what DC does live action. I just watch anime. I don't pay attention to none of that. I just watched a movie from like the 90s called Vampire Hunter D, and that was one of the most beautiful things I've seen in a long time. And that's from the 80s. Like, it's an incredible movie. Like, it's just, I'm just not a big fan of live action stuff anymore. You know what I mean? I kind of tune out a lot of the more popular culture movies and media and stuff. I don't give a fuck.
Like you just mentioned the Joker movie, like that movie was phenomenal in my opinion. Like it's not as good as The Dark Knight, but it's phenomenal though. But Osiris, I mean, you've talked about this beforehand about the sequel. It's gonna be a musical, so
I'm half and half about that actually.
No,
because
no.
This is gonna be a controversy. Here we go.
No.
Here we go.
No.
I kind of feel like it's gonna be good though, because the whole thing. Spoilers for anybody watching, you know what I mean? Spoilers ahead, close your ears. But the fact that he was delusional the whole way through the movie, made up the girlfriend in his head and everything, I could see how he takes those delusions and thinks that he's in a musical with Harley Quinn. I understand completely. No, however, it's whether or not they can pull it off. That's the key.
That won't work.
I also am a little biased because I used to grow up liking a lot of Lady Gaga's early music. The stuff now, like Joanne and on, I really don't like that. It's too like empowered whammies type of music. I liked her old boppy shit.
Yep.
But I think if pulled off, stuff, it could be really good. The what?
Yeah.
Well, I'll let Ray go. Go, Ray. I know you got a problem with this, right?
I don't know about you guys, but like singing in a movie, it's particularly a comic book movie, that's gonna be annoying as you know what. Like
maybe. I like musicals. Depends on what they are.
No. Musicals and operas, no.
What do you mean? Have you not seen Rocky Horror Picture Show, The Sound of Music, Little Shop of Horrors? These are great musicals.
I'm not a musical
You can't.
guy.
And then not only that, Ray, and I don't blame you for your take, but Empire did a whole TV series that was a hip hop musical, and they pulled it off fabulously. And then you've got Gaga, her talent is out of this world. One of the most talented artists out there. Yeah. And just like Casual Goat says, it depends on how they set it up. It actually could be dope.
It's either going to be good or really cringe. There's no other way around it. The only musical movie that I like really is High School Musical. That's the only one. Even but that's just a rare exception. That's the worst one.
I liked it actually. I liked it.
I'm super picky about everything I watch though. Yeah. I watched a lot of musicals with my sister growing up, so there's some I really like and some I really don't like. Like I thought Wicked was pretty good. Yeah. That's like the prequel to Wizard of Oz, I guess. Mm-hmm. There are some that are good, some that are pretty bad. I think a lot of modern musicals suffer from like the cringe, like liberal to lefty theater kid type of shit. God, I hate it. And that's what I'm scared that this will be, you know, I'm scared it'll be that type. Like what they did with Star Trek, I guess, recently had an episode where something happens and it becomes a musical for an episode. And I watched some clips of it, and it's that exact like theater kid musical type of shit that I hate. I can't stand it. So again, it's going to be a toss up. I have hope. I mean, look, I haven't seen the Barbie movie yet, but I've seen everything about it, and that shit looks like fire to me.
I want to see the Barbie movie.
The only
Casual and I on the same page.
With the hero.
The only reason that I would ever see the Barbie movie is one, because as a joke. That's the only that I would see it because it's the entire movie is a joke, and two, because Margot Robbie is eye candy for me. So. Those are the only two reasons.
She's pretty attractive.
I can't hate you for that, Ray. But no, I'm actually anything that becomes a cultural topic to the level that Barbie has become, I want to see it. But even before the movie, we actually saw it. I forgot what movie we had seen, but we saw it. Oh, in Super Mario Brothers, we had seen the preview for Barbie. And I told my wife, like, I actually want to see it because the colors are popping, and it's like, even though I didn't play with Barbie dolls, it's still from my era, the 90s and all that. She did. I'm interested.
Yeah, before I saw anything about it, I just saw that Ryan Gosling was Ken. And when I saw the shot of them with the prison shots, I was like, dude, I want to see Ryan Gosling playing a role that is unlike anything he's done before for the meme of it. Like that's pretty funny.
Mike going
has bad
savage.
knees.
Mike, it's too early for that. It's Sunday. Go easy on me.
Grown men shouldn't be seeing the Barbie movie.
Well, shit. I guess I'm a kid.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Mike, did I say you lied? I didn't say you lied at all.
Well, when I went to go see the movie, when I went to go see Sound of Freedom, it was the week of the Barbie movie. Like, it was the day of or the day after it first came out. And literally the whole theater was packed with women and young girls dressed in pink or in Barbie outfits. And there was even, I'm just going to go out flat and say this. There was a couple gay dudes out there with dressed up in pink and a white hat and white cowboy boots. I'm just letting you know right now. So
I believe you completely.
Yeah.
I mean, look, man, I once went with my buddy and his girlfriend to go see Toys R Us 3, and it was a theater full of kids.
Yeah.
So,
well,
but then I got to watch all the kids cry when they almost died in the incinerator. That was
before.
There's like a bunch of crying kids in the theater. I'm like, all right, this is crazy.
well, my movie theater has a bar in it, so I actually went to the bar before I went to go see the movie Sound of Freedom, and literally I saw the whole bar was full of people in pink and stuff.
Look, I'm just here to see Ken be the hero that he always.
Oh my god,
that's what I'm here for. Ken's bringing back the patriarchy, and it's based.
So Mike has bad knees is gonna clown me for this, but I thought La La Land was an excellent movie. Ryan Gosling to me is a great actor, so that is part of the sell for me.
Yeah. So
I've not seen that.
Yeah,
it's a musical.
He said,
okay.
Mike says gay men get a pass. I don't know how to respond.
I agree with him. I agree with him on that. If you are gay, then I expect it, and I have no beef with you. Do you? You get a pass. Now, see, Mike's like, if you're not gay, like, you know, I don't portray myself to be gay. I'm not gay, but Mike's like, you don't get a pass. That gay person, he gets a pass. I can't hate on you, Mike. Mike has great takes.
You're still men, though, so no, I don't think you get a pass for that either. So, and like he said beforehand, grown men shouldn't be seeing the movie. So, but the only reason I would go see it is just because it's a joke. That's the only reason. Not because I would enjoy it. I just want to see it as a joke.
I just want to get in on the conversation. I'm late now. Everybody done seen it, but I want to get into the conversation on what it's about. And because I've heard some people say it was woke. And then I respect Dr. Karlin Borisenko, and she was like, "Nah, it's not woke." So I want to know which one is right, and I think she's very bright. And she's against the woke. So if it was woke, she would say so.
I don't know, man. I don't trust her. She feels like a cuttlefish.
All the reviews I've seen, they say it's full of wokeness.
I know, but I respect her opinion a lot. I mean, she's anti-woke. I mean, I know she has leftist. She was a leftist.
I did respect her, but I no longer. I don't like her very much. She is a bit of a neurotic individual who I think doesn't really understand what she came into and still does not understand whatsoever. And she just continues to act the way she probably did before she got into what she was doing and doesn't see anything wrong with it. She is an interesting individual. I don't know. Yeah. I used to follow her and I don't anymore. Fuck it.
yeah, that's fair criticism. Yeah. But I want to make up for myself, almost like Super Mario Brothers. Ray and I disagree on that. To me, it had 0% wokeness, but I respect where Ray's coming from with a little bit. He thought there was a little bit in there.
Well, I didn't say. I said what I said was I don't think it's woke. I just think it was a story flaw. What happened with that movie? That's just it wasn't woke. It was just a story flaw.
Yeah,
we're like literally a lot of times Peach was better than Mario at a whole bunch of things. I'm just like, to me that's just a story flaw. It's not woke. It like literally if it was just a dude, I would still say the same thing. So
okay, yep, I agree with that. Well, I don't want to say story flaw, but I understand your opinion.
Yeah. This is why people should be watching anime. Anime is still not woke for the most part. Well, I was just watching something that came out like last year, and towards the end of it, they're talking to this AI that like runs a society, and it's like, I was built in the mind of being like creating a utopia for everyone, and more importantly, creating diversity for everyone. And I was like, oh, what's going on here? And then it said, and in the end, it turned out this did not work. And then it was going on about how humans are chaotic and they can't really actually agree. And the only way to actually get people to agree was to separate them into their own segments where they matched best. And I was like, oh, wow. AI talking about segregation and how diversity doesn't work. Like, this is kind of wild, dude. Like, this is crazy. Like, anime still got it, I think. Very interesting.
Well, I actually I watch anime and I play a whole lot of video games, and like guys, I'm very very conservative, but there's like a whole bunch of people in the conservative movement that are anti-video game, anti-anime. Matt Walsh is the best example of that. Where
Let's talk about that.
Matt Walsh
what's your take
frustrated
on
me.
that, Casual Ghost? And let's be clear before Casual Ghost, what is Matt Walsh's take, Ray? Do you know? Can you articulate it?
Basically, from what I can tell, this is just what I can tell. I don't know if this is what he means, but like when he was talking about video games, like he says, kids shouldn't be playing violent video games. Like, really, the way I think where this is going is like a whole bunch of people on the conservative right has been saying. A lot of people have been saying like video games can cause violence when there's actually no real evidence to back that up, not whatsoever. And also to get to the anime part, I think what he says was a lot of the elements in like anime are like evil, like it's demonic type of stuff. So I don't understand what he's trying to say right there. Like there's a whole bunch of evil and a whole lot of other stuff that's not really bad for anyone else. So that's just my opinion. That's the way I view it.
What's your thought, Casual? Yeah.
I think now there are some things I agree, like what Mike said here in chat. I love anime, but there's a lot of pedo adjacent anime out there.
Mm-hmm.
There is some really sus shit. I literally watched one. All right, so I watched one just because I wanted to know just how bad it could get. It's about some college girl who's a NEET living at her house, and her little like second or third grade sister comes home with her new best friend, and the college girl falls in love with the new little girl. And I'm just like, oh no, what the fuck? And so I keep watching, and like it's weird because the show almost makes this like self-awareness where the girl's like, all right, you're really creepy. You shouldn't be, like acting this way around me or whatever. And then the lady's like, oh, but I'll give you like sweets if you dressed up in these nice costumes. And she's like, you're creepy, but I like those sweets. And I'm like, what kind of mixed signals are we getting here? And then like at one point she was taking pictures of them outside and somebody called the cops on her for being a pedo. And she's like, no, I'm not a pedo. This is my sister and her friend. But inside she's really like, yo, I'm trying to smash this girl. And I'm just watching this
oh my God,
what is going on? Japan needs nuked a third time. Like, there are some times where I just think that shit needs to all go down because all the pedo stuff really tweaks me out. And like, I get there's an argument between the whole loli thing and whether or not it is okay or not. And because it's drawn, it is harder for me to be against it because it is not real and it is not based on real people. Like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of a guy named Shadman. Shadman was this artist. I think he's back out of jail now. But crazy guy, makes all kinds of super, super inappropriate art. And he got in trouble because he drew art of a person's daughter, like young daughter. You know what I mean? And that's where it's like, all right, that's fucked up. You know what I mean? And I'm not down to watch things that have like sexualized small children in it, right? Oh, no. That's, whatever. Japan, they just raised their age of consent to like 16 finally. Maybe raise it a little higher.
Keep on going.
Yeah.
Well, what I believe,
on the other hand,
Philippines, it's 14, right? The Philippines.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but
that's
like
it's wrong.
You know what I mean? And ignoring that stuff for like the Matt Walsh thing, I don't know. There's a lot of different anime out there. You know what I mean? And I'm really sad that his first anime that he watched was One Punch Man, because One Punch Man is layered in nuances of parody that you kind of already have to be an anime fan and a superhero fan to get what One Punch Man is doing. His first anime should have been, I don't know,
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z, something older too, not something newer. Like definitely something older he should have watched. But who knows if he's still watching it, if he even liked it, you know what I mean? But I'm just very sad that was his first introduction because I think that's not the right way to bring somebody into anime. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to bring him into like a starter show, not something that you have to kind of get things to understand what's really going on and why things are funny. Like,
my first experience with anime was Avatar: The Last Airbender, if you consider that to be anime at all. Some people don't, some people do. But if you do, then yes, that was my first experience with anime.
I think I don't, but that's more so because the colloquial term for anime generally means Japanese and or foreign things. But like, I guess there are things here you could consider anime, but from an American side, like Teen Titans, like Avatar, like maybe some of the DC stuff that they do. You know what I mean? Yep. But Avatar is phenomenal. That also would have been a very good first thing for him to watch to be considered like anime.
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah,
any of the Studio Ghibli films, Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke. Actually, Princess Mononoke would have been a really good one because that's like nature versus industrial society and stuff like that. Or Nausicaa, Valley of the Winds, which I think has like some pollution type stuff to it, but also like I don't know. That guy that directs those has always been very like nature influenced in a lot of his stuff, and so this is where a lot of his movies come from a point of, man, they're phenomenal. Everything Studio Ghibli has done has been great.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So-
this thing, it brings up the Dennis Prager debate. I don't know if you saw that. I don't want to get too much into it because it does get into that pedo adjacent type talk. But did you see that, Ray, where Dennis Prager went viral recently? I'll set it if you don't.
What recently happened? I didn't see it.
Okay, for those who haven't seen it, Dennis Prager was on this YouTube or podcast show, and they were asking about, and let me take it away from Dennis Prager because I don't have the clip with me. Basically, what we got down to on this was the debate that Casual Goats just brought up. If you're watching something that is normally illegal, like you're watching acts that are normally illegal, but they are in cartoon form, meaning there's no real, it's just all drawn. And so I took it to, should that be illegal? And I said, absolutely not. It shouldn't be illegal. And people started calling me pedo or whatever. That's obviously not a take that I'm going to partake in it. But here's the danger of it. Like you said, AI is getting better. You can make images of any type of thing. You can go, basically, we'll be able to go into the holodeck pretty soon with glasses on and do illegal acts, not watch illegal. You can do them, but it's fake. Should that be illegal?
Yes.
And I said no, because that's getting down a dangerous path, though. Like now, is it illegal if I think it? Because they do have the ability at this point, WEF has a video talking about it, that they have ability right now to to get into your brain and say, you thought these things, we don't like that. So I'm just throwing it out there. If you want to talk about it or not, I think it shouldn't be. You said it should be.
We're on YouTube with your stuff, so I don't think we should probably get into it that much because I don't want your channel getting in more trouble than it already is. So because you're already demonetized.
Hey, YouTube, I appreciate the time on YouTube. Y'all have to get me on, go to our Discord, go to Twitter, go to Rumble, because I'm not going to be on YouTube F YouTube. But go ahead.
Okay.
For me, you're not on YouTube on this one, right? Are you Rumble?
I'm on Rumble. Yeah.
Are you on YouTube also with this?
No, I can't remember. I'm banned.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't messing up your YouTube. Casual, are you on YouTube on this right now?
No, no, I ain't on nothing.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I've half given up on my YouTube channel right now.
Same here. Yeah, YouTube is YouTube.
Mostly because it's hard for me to make the type of content that I do. Especially because the more types of things I want to make will get me yeeted off YouTube. So I just haven't bothered with it at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then. Should that be illegal? Here's a take that I have. Like if you're like drawing something out like there to like put out to people, I consider that to be illegal because that's an actual act that you're doing. Even though you're not doing it, you're intentionally putting that in content because technically you're not even allowed to do that in live action. Like if you saw Sound of Freedom, things were implied clearly, but they didn't show that because they legally could not show that because they would get in trouble for that, serious trouble. And I think that should also apply to anime, where like you should not be able to depict that stuff like that. Now, you can imply something like that happened, like in Sound of Freedom, but you can't show it, man. You can't show it.
No, but what if it is just hypothetically? So let's take it off of the pedo, because that's what I didn't like about the conversation is you can talk about it without bringing up pedo. So let's take it to, for example, do you remember the Atrioc controversy? Where he went on, he was on Pornhub, and he was watching an AI version of some creator. It was this female creator, but they did like an AI version of her, and she was doing prawn. Should that be legal or not?
I think if it should be illegal, we're gonna have to start like basically copyrighting our bodies, which I think leads into some very weird places to be, because she would have to copyright her body. Otherwise, fuck you. I'm going to make AI of you getting railed.
Yeah.
Like
That was my take.
it's transformative content. Like that's the real thing, is that I think it falls under transformative, because you're taking
Absolutely.
something, you're shifting it up, you're changing it. It's not even the original like person anymore. It is a created version of that person doing totally different things. So it's weird, you know what I mean? This is the kind of stuff we have in the age of social media and technology, though. These things are inevitably going to happen. Now, whether or not that falls under something like revenge porn, which is illegal, that's then where we could get into some interesting territory.
But it's fake. What if I take, and then thank you, Mike has bad knees. It was Pokimane, but I don't want to, name her right now. But say you take whoever it is.
She's
and
mid
you,
as fuck anyways.
But say
like bad taste, my guy.
Whoa. Here's what casual. So say you take her, because I say that AOC is mid. A lot of people disagree with me. But there is this did I get blurred out?
Your camera's blurred.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Sorry. But there's this AI picture that is slightly altered of AOC.
Giant tits.
Yes. And I'm like, wait a second. She's no longer mid, but it's not real. So should that be illegal? And I think you're right. I transformed it. I made AI what I wanted. I mean, AOC to be what I wanted AOC to be.
Yeah.
Well, like all of us men, like we all go over to websites and watch women. We all do that. Hey, I'm trying to get away from doing that. I'm trying my best, but let's just say it's very difficult. But as you're going on these places, you come across AI clearly, whether you're intending to or not. You come across a lot of it on these sites. Pornhub, the biggest example. You come across it even at times you don't even realize it, because some things are so good you can't realize it until you take a closer look. And I'm not trying to get too graphic with the closer look part, but you know what I'm referring to. So
I mean, just look at the hands. You'll be able to tell. AI still can't make hands right.
It's getting better, but you can look at the hands. But I believe Atrioc, or however you pronounce his name, that's what he said happened. He was like, I didn't make it. I wasn't going into it. I think he said he was on Pornhub, and then he just clicked the ad, and just like, it's like 2 clicks, and all of a sudden you're seeing whoever, and he's like, damn.
I mean, it's also pretty dumb that he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and made like a whole apology thing. Like, man, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. Like,
Agreed.
The only people that care are people that are going to care for 10 minutes, and when they need to dredge it up later to like get you in a bad image. Nobody actually cares. Come on.
Like pretty soon we're gonna get to a point where it's gonna be indistinguishable from reality. You're not gonna be able to tell the difference. So like they were talking about with the metaverse, even though that is not as nearly as big as I was thinking it was going to be, I still think it will probably come back at some point, and there will be a time where it will become so indistinguishable you won't be able to tell the difference. Like if you set a photo of side by side, you won't be able to know what's real and what's not, and they're going to be able to control you easier. So.
Yeah, we're already, the metaverse is happening, y'all. It might not be branded as the metaverse, but that is going to happen. That's the technology, and it's going to be probably augmented reality and virtual reality. When you look at Twitter or X, I'm on X all the time. That's all it is a VR. All you need is to set the scene of your timeline is like your home, your personal page at least, and then you go out in public and post something. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Mike said he had to apologize because she's supposed to be his friend. I guess that makes the situation awkward.
It was awkward, though.
No crap, it's awkward.
So, because I think he got caught because he was streaming, and on one of his tabs, they saw the Pokimane, virtual, AI version, and people is he watching Pokimane deepfakes? So I guess he did have to apologize for that. That's awkward.
You guys know what the writers and actors strike that's going on right now. Apparently one of the issues that they're talking about is AI, not just for the writers, but also for the actors, because particularly extras, apparently from what I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard what they want to do is they want extras to sign a waiver. Once they agree to be in something, they own your face likeness for life, and they can put it anywhere they want to in any of their movies or TV shows. So, yeah, like I said, I'm neutral. Well, not really neutral. I am for and against the strike. Well, I don't think they should have striked anyway because I think it's just stupid because things are just going to get worse in my opinion with this. But that really everything else, outside the AI stuff, I don't think they should have striked because I think you're clearly going to lose on that front. But the AI thing is the only thing I think that they have a winning stance on. That's the only thing I agree with them on. Because
I'm a little different on that one. I mean, throughout the years, technology displaces people. There are no more switchboard operators anymore. Nobody's typing on typewriters anymore. There's no people with projection film anymore. Time changes things. They're fine if they want to strike. Go ahead and strike. But my message to you is they ain't going to change anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't understand why they're striking because I think they're just going to lose anyway with everything else. The only thing I don't like is the AI stuff. That's the only thing I agree with them on.
Well, let me hone in on that. What do you mean by you agree with them on the AI stuff?
We're like, I do not believe that they should be able to use your face permanently whenever they want.
Well, nobody's making you though, so you got to decide. I mean, your profession's dying out. Customer service, truckers.
I agree with you on that completely. I'm just saying, I personally, that's just my personal opinion.
But they don't have to sign it though. So I mean, that's just life, man. You got to figure it out. And my problem,
suck Harvey Weinstein off, or you don't. You know what I mean? It's up to you. It's kind of the inevitability. It's a similar situation. It's like either do it or you don't. You know.
I mean, that's an extreme to take it to. But I mean, you didn't lie. I mean, like when I sign up and work for a company, I'm not gonna say bad things about the company. I mean, it's not the same as Harvey, but there is something you've got to sign up and either agree to or not. And as long as it's legal, not condoning the Harvey stuff, but it is the same type of mentality. You got to say, no, I'm not doing this.
Honestly, my thing about it is that they, instead of striking, what they should do, because they like it so much, is collectivize and make their own Hollywood.
Agreed.
They've got all their own writers, all your own actors. All of you are pissed off at these guys. We'll tell them to fuck off. Go do your own shit. And you know what? If you do better than the AI, that means the AI sucks and they couldn't do it out enough. If you get beat out, I guess you weren't that good enough. That it's just a simple market. You know what I mean? Just go off and do your own thing. You tell everybody else to go off and do their own thing anyways, so why not do it yourself?
See, that's why I don't like unions. And I'm not. You can unionize all you want, but that's what Casual Goat said right there is what the union should be saying. The union should be saying, "F them." Yeah. If they're going to use artificial intelligence, we can use artificial intelligence, or we can make our own Hollywood. What they really want is we adhere to our gods, which is government pairs with the Hollywood elites. We believe in you. We bow down to you. We want to be taken care of from you. Instead of that, they should be saying F you.
Yeah. Well, the only thing about the AI thing, this is why I'm actually a Teddy Roosevelt fan, which is I would pull a Teddy Roosevelt if I was in charge with this. We're like, I'm a capitalist, but I do believe that there should be a playing field that everyone should be able to have a chance to. Where with the trust busting, he broke up companies, even though he had no legal right to. He still did. And when you look at it, that was kind of the right, in hindsight, he actually did the right thing. Because you see right there, that's the direction I'm going with right there with this.
I agree. Teddy was a great president. I know he's very kind of controversial where some people like him and some people don't. But that's different though. When you're doing antitrust stuff, I fully believe in a mixed economy. The leftists are right on this point. If you let capitalism go unchecked, libertarians need to talk about this more too, because they say get rid of the government, but private business is okay. But if you don't have checks and balances, the private businesses become the government. So you've got to break them up. That's the problem we have. But that doesn't apply to AI. How does that apply to AI though?
I think the same idea because it's taken away jobs and stuff like that. Now you can make the argument like, oh, well, when we introduced robots, a lot of people lost their jobs because now we have machines to do a lot of the work. Okay, but you still had a lot of people running those machines. They got new jobs as machinists. So, but with this AI thing, no one's gonna get a job to replace that. No one will.
I have a perfect example for that. So, my new job, we have a robot welder. Neat little thing. It's a little arm, sits up to everything, and it does the MIG stuff. I got to sit there and watch it run. However, my first day there on an interview, they were talking about it, and the guy that was supposed to be my interviewer was stuck fucking with the machine because he was spending so long trying to get it calibrated, trying to get it set right. Sometimes it just totally fucks up. And then I was watching it and it was doing its own thing and nobody was looking at it, but you still have to program it. You still have to set up everything. You still have to get all the dimensions exactly right. Otherwise, it's going to fuck up. It doesn't understand nuances for, like, I don't know, if it gets porosity, if the wire gets caught. A lot of things that you as a person think of, you know what I mean, that the robot is not going to initially think of because we don't actually have a general intelligence AI.
But
we just have robots doing as best as we can tell them to do.
yeah,
And kind of a meme thing I've been thinking about is maybe that's why it can't draw hands. Because one of the things I noticed from artists is the toughest thing they say to draw is hands. And we can only make AI, I mean, really as good as us, but maybe faster. So they can't do hands either, you know? So until we can really get the nuance in there, I think there's a lot of things that the AI is not going to be able to do by itself.
But eventually it's going to get to a point where AI could become conscious and realize that it's actually smarter than us. I think that will happen.
The thing is that if it's sitting on a server, we just turn it off.
No.
The thing is that AI is really fucking cool, but AI still only exists limited to a server, to a thing that we put it on. It can't get up and walk around. It can't send itself out anywhere. If you just don't have it connected to the internet, it can't put itself into the internet.
But it will be able to.
I mean?
Yeah, it will.
At some point it will, but I think that
that's what I'm
if we have the right people with it, they're going to stop it before that happens.
Right people?
Exactly.
The right people are going to be controlling the AI.
Well, no. Let me.
There's all kinds of people that control AI, though. That's the thing. There's tons of people. There's a guy that runs an AI. There's multiple AI VTubers out right now.
So
there are lots of AI things out and about being controlled by a lot of different people, and I guess it depends on who gets to it first. But this is the topic I'm trying to write a book on, and you know how I'm going to try and write a book because I'm a terrible writer. I'm using AI, Chat GPT. I put a lot of hours in learning how to use it to write and putting it together. Artificial intelligence is the tool of the revolution. They can't stop it. That's why they're scared of it, because it's going to be in your hands, Ray. It's going to be in my hands. We might not have it at the level that the government has it, but it's the new two-way weapon, the new arm for the revolution.
They fear it with you, but they don't fear it with themselves.
Yeah, no, they want to protect it, but they can't. So I'm all for AI. I'm all for it because it's equally in the playing field. So Ray, let me throw this out to you. Imagine if I can't wait. There might be a program out there right now. Maybe you know, Casual. You'll be able to put in your 2-hour live and then tell the AI, give me 30-second clips to put up on TikTok.
I'm not aware of any
5 years
like that right now.
I give it 5 years till we have something that can do that.
And then that makes us
give it 2.
Yeah, and that makes us all more powerful.
Yeah, except the government's just going to be limiting those really much for like certain individuals, except themselves, really. Like, it won't be long until companies actually start fully using AI, where thousands of people are going to start losing their jobs right then. It's not going to be long till that happens.
Yeah, like can we get? I know, Mike.
The thing I'm a little concerned about is that, like, while there are a lot of jobs out there, like the amount that AI take, I think in the coming years could rapidly displace a lot of people. Don't understand what we would do about that, or if people have really been considering that on a deeper level.
It's going to be disastrous.
There's a lot of, and if there's a lot of people that are out of work, I think that's probably honestly just going to lead to more riots. But like, not everyone wants to get into the different jobs that are available. For instance, I'm told all the time we need more welders, we need more bevelers, we need more constructionists. So many people just aren't doing that, and I think don't realize how simple it is to do these things. So guys, get into the trades. If you think you're gonna lose your job, or you think your job sucks, go fucking weld, go build something, go fuck with an air conditioner. Like, this is the shit that was built by us for us to fuck with.
Like, and Osiris, I know where you're going to go with this when you say AI. When I say AI is going to displace thousands of people, you immediately go to UBI, which in my opinion, that still wouldn't work either way.
Yeah, I know.
Because there's not going to be a currency to back that up. Because the reason why, like, a currency is worth something is because there's an economy backing it and working for it. But if thousands of people lose their jobs, that currency is going to tank immediately. It just is.
Yeah, and Mike and that transition's good to Mike Has Bad Knees had another comment. So I do go to UBI, but do you trust the government we have right now with UBI? Mike Has Bad Knees says, So Mike Hezbani says the antitrust stuff broke up the monopolies, but what ended up happening is that corporations tied themselves into the government that is actually worse now. And he's absolutely right. When they devastate the economy, they're going to have everybody begging on their knees to
Yeah.
Big Brother to try and save them.
Oh, that gets into the WEF, the Great Reset, all that kind of stuff.
Yep. So I think UBI in the fantasy land is the right thing to do, but with this nonsense we have going on right now, no way.
That's why I used to say that crypto and Bitcoin is going to be the answer. Now I don't believe that. I'm not a Bitcoin or a crypto guy anymore. Not anymore. I used to be, because I think crypto is a giant scam right now. I think
could be.
Because here's why. I know you follow her, but you know that girl Cassie Osiris.
Real friend of show.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her on my show to be as well. But yeah, I was in one of her lives, and we were talking, and she was talking about crypto, and I was telling her, and I think that this is a giant scam because you see a whole bunch of people all of a sudden starting to turn to crypto because the U.S. dollar is tanking, especially it's going to tank now with this Brexit thing that's coming. But when it tanks and people go to the crypto, that means they're putting all their wealth into it. What do you think is going to happen with this central digital currency then? Central bank currency, like that China is implementing now, where like the government controls all forms of crypto and all forms of income and stuff like this, all forms of wealth, to be honest, as well. And also with them introducing their own little Fed coin at the same time. What do you think is going to happen? They're going to shut crypto down as a whole, and people are going to lose all their money, and they're going to beg the government because the government's going to say, "Oh, you can only use our Fed coin now." So, yeah.
Yep, we talked about that in the live a while back, the Fed coin and that. What do you think on that? Do you have a take on the Bitcoin, Casual?
I do on the thing. I was just reminded of a comic actually that I saw a little while ago, where this IRS agent comes up to this gnome and he's like, "All right, it's time for the taxes." And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I don't have any money, man." He's like, "What?" Like, we trade in bottle caps. And the guy goes, "Well, that's useless. What are you going to do that for?" And he's like, "Oh, well, whatever. I'm going to go on." And the guy stands there and then chases him and goes, "Give me those bottle caps." Because now that they see that people trade in alternate currency that is just not attached to theirs, they're like, "Hang on a second. What are you doing over there?" Like, I don't like the idea personally that I can be told by people I've never met and never will meet, who do not give a fuck about me and I do not give a fuck about them, are going to, like, I'm going to be forced to give them money, or else I could go to jail, get even more money like on me. Like, these are things that
it's similar with how
just radicalize me further every day away from the government entirely, because the taxes are insane. You know what I mean?
Like at banks, like they charge you if you don't have money in your bank account. Like, so, but we're already kind of there, to be honest.
Yeah, but on the crypto, I think that crypto is treated too much as a current alternative currency. You know what I mean? I think crypto is supposed to be a slow burn. Like, I feel like it's going a little quickly right now, where like there's a place somewhere down by my house that it's like a corner store and they take crypto now. It is a corner store in the middle of a city that takes Bitcoin for fucking Cheez-Its and shit. It's really strange. It's cool, but like if it's gonna end up being like popped over by the government eventually, it really sucks. But I do like it as an alternative currency a lot. I just think a lot of people, they also treat it too much like stocks. There's a lot of people that coin flip for all kinds of stuff, not just Bitcoin, and all they're doing is trying to get money out of it, and then they walk out of it.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people personally talk about wanting to get into it because they could make money, not because it's an alternative currency. And that's a totally different mindset that I think fucks with crypto pretty badly.
Agreed completely.
Yeah. Like also the government's been buying up a whole bunch of crypto, particularly Bitcoin. Guess what? When they own it, they could destroy it or outlaw it if they want to.
Yeah.
So
and there's just a limited amount of it too.
That's just another thing I'm trying to say. I think it's a giant scam. And plus, who's what's the name of the guy who supposedly founded Bitcoin? I forget, Satoshi,
Heroes,
whatever.
Yeah.
No one knows who that guy is. So you're telling me it's just a huge coincidence that some random guy who started this entire thing? I've gotten to the point where
I can see it.
So I don't buy it anymore. Like, and plus Bitcoin's being propped up as much as it has been. I'm sorry. So yeah, like I'm starting to think someone higher on the higher ups was the one who started it.
Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah, and they never even found that guy. So
I mean, I don't know. It could be made by somebody that nobody knows because now there's just like because there's like a limited amount of Bitcoin.
Yeah,
and then there just isn't any more. And
Yeah,
like
but-
it seems kind of neat, but then like who's holding on to it? You know,
yeah.
I could see it both ways, but it would seem odd to me for the government to like slip in an alternate. I guess not.
I
I
could
mean,
see
look,
them doing
I've read 1984 actually. I'm like, I could see them like slipping in a currency that eventually like becomes a thing, but it also could have just been some guy's hobby.
that.
like- It's a total toss up. You never know anymore. That's the problem.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Osiris, you know my friend Trev, who I showed you some of his videos.
Oh, yeah.
He actually talked about Bitcoin one time in his live chat, where like I sent him a super chat and he gave a good answer to it. This was back in when I was a huge Bitcoin guy. I'll show you that clip right here. It's a really interesting take what he says right here. Let me find it right here. Yeah, you can continue talking for right now. So yeah, until I find
Yeah,
it.
with Bitcoin, I do like it though because the concept of decentralizing things is very core to libertarianism and my beliefs. So I don't know if
Yeah.
it will be Bitcoin, but whatever the solution is to these issues we have, it is decentralizing power, and that will get us to the right place.
If it was any more of a good slow burn, it wouldn't be introduced and like really popular until we had consistent space flight. Because when you're out in space and you're popping, you go from planet to planet, even like asteroids that you park up on and shit like that. There's probably not a lot of people that are trading in cash anymore. There's definitely probably just going to be some kind of universal or multiple kinds of universal Bitcoins that different people take in different places.
Yeah,
you know,
this
like-
right here.
Super far in the future, we could have people jumping from planet to planet and all trading in, you know, I mean, for the meme of it, Doge, like fucking Elon was going on for a little bit with, but Doge is kind of junk.
Yeah, he just has like one of those AI things, those zombie-like things. Like when you make faces, it looks like a zombie. That's what he has on right here. So yeah, but this is what he was talking about right here. I sent in a super chat, and this was his response to it.
Send me something you want to talk about, and we'll go into what you
One
wish
sec.
about. Flat Stuff Earth says Bitcoin miner check. That's nice.
Right here.
Okay. And yeah, thanks again for that, Mike. I do appreciate it. Ray said Bitcoin will become the world reserve currency. That's a good topic. Good question there, Ray. And for Flat Stuff, I don't think that Bitcoin will be allowed to unless they can buy up most of it ahead of time. So Bitcoin would only become the world reserve currency if the bigwigs decide to buy it up first, which they may, I don't know, they may have already been doing that. Some of the exchanges, they bought up a couple exchanges, so I know that. I know that CEX.io was bought up. I think it was in it was in Europe somewhere, and it got bought up as an exchange. So different exchanges. Would it be a reserve currency of the whole world? I don't think it'll ever be. I think they have some plans for Bitcoin. Also, remember, Bitcoin costs a lot of money to run the computers for, a lot of electricity and a lot of natural resources. So some of the bigwigs don't like Bitcoin because it uses a lot of natural resources to power it. Too much. It's not efficient. That's the problem with Bitcoin. The computer, the super systems and everything that run it, graphics cards and everything, and the miners and everything that run it, there is a problem with them that they use a lot of energy. So it's not green. So that's one problem with Bitcoin. So I'm not saying it won't become world reserve currency. Nobody knows the future for certain. But I'm saying that it doesn't fit with the green agenda. So one or the other will have to win. The green agenda could knock it out. So just be careful for that. Not that I think it's a bad investment. I think it's a good investment, Bitcoin and crypto. But you just got to be careful, hedge your risk because it's not green. So they may want to crush it at some point. So just be careful of that. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Well, let me reply to that. Yeah, I think the resource stuff, I don't think that's a real concern. They're just using that to get people away from it. And then the other part of it is if Bitcoin is successful, it won't be their choice, whoever they are, BlackRock, whatever, unless they have bought it up, which they probably have. But let's say they haven't bought it up, which I would bet they probably have. But if they haven't, then it really isn't their choice whether it becomes the world reserve currency or not.
Yeah. Well, they could actually decide it because because all currencies aside, let's just be honest. A lot of the currencies that you see, they're worth as much as the elites say it is. They decide how much it's worth. Not everything, but a lot of them they kind of are. Like I think this new Brexit thing is going to be the latest example of it.
Yeah, the BRICS. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's fully backed by gold, but I believe it will be somehow.
It is fully backed by gold.
But you won't be able to trade it in for gold, I don't think. So they're kind of half-stepping with it, to my knowledge. I'll have to look into that. But whatever it is we're not backed by anything right now other than our guns and oil in a way. So, yeah, that's a significant threat.
Yeah. What's your reply to that, Casual? You there?
Yeah. Sorry. I'm I don't know. Probably not. Probably about the same thing. I mean, Bitcoin does take a lot because I was going to think about mining Bitcoin and I realized I'd have to put a lot more money just into the stuff and then it runs up the electricity pretty hard. And I mean, where I am, electric bills aren't that expensive, but I imagine that's going to build up after a long time and you really don't get much out of it.
Yeah. Mainly because I love crypto because at that time it was like its own separate thing. Like it was outside the normal currencies. But now with how I've been seeing things have been going, and plus with them buying it up themselves, I'm sorry, I don't trust it anymore. I can't.
Yeah, and just if people aren't that familiar, I'm not an expert in Bitcoin, but we're talking about just the standard BTC. We're not talking about all these other coins that have come up off of it, and it does take a lot of energy to do the mining. I mean, it's you have to have don't you have Casual probably knows better than I do. You have to have a powerful computer. It's on 24/7, right?
I don't really understand.
Okay.
But what I do understand is that you need a lot of graphics cards. They run off of graphics cards.
Wow.
And I think they do calculations and come up with answers. And then when you get the answers, you get Bitcoin.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the mining process.
Yeah. And so there are like I've seen pictures. You can look up like Bitcoin mining, and they're just racks of graphics cards.
Yeah, one of the reasons I liked Bitcoin was because there could only be 10 million of it. It could not be inflated no matter what, and that's what I actually own like $5 worth of Bitcoin. I actually do, but I don't really use it really, so I'm not too big on it right now. So, like I said, all crypto, not just Bitcoin, but Ethereum. What's some of the other ones? I forgot off the top of my head, but yeah, I advise everyone to just sell it immediately because it's not trustworthy anymore. All forms of crypto are bad, in my opinion. Now, like I said, I used to love them. I was actually going to start investing a whole bunch of money into them, and then I started realizing that, hey, why are people being like pushed onto crypto as a whole now? And with you guys, I'm trying to create your own central bank digital currency. I'm sorry, I can clearly see what you guys are trying to do right here. I figured it out.
Yeah, with Elon going to the X Everything app, you see where they're going. The CEO of Twitter is an active member of the World Economic Forum. And they're going through an X Everything app. They're going to come out with their own probably currency with that. You've got people who are banned off that app. Are they going to be banned from using the currency? I don't know if Bitcoin is the answer. So my point is we've got to have a decentralized option to be able to purchase stuff without the government knowing. If the government can get involved, and that's where the X Everything app is going, if the government can get involved in any purchase we make, it's over. It's lights out.
Yeah, and is like with Bitcoin, I don't know if it still is, but there used to be a time where when you bought it, it would take minutes, like half an hour for your purchase to go through. I don't know if that's still a thing or not, but maybe if they control it, they can actually see everything you buy right then. If it takes that long for it to process, they can just cancel it at any second they want to.
Yep, absolutely. And that's why Elon's talked about this with Dogecoin, or I don't know if they call it Doggy Coin or whatever. But he's saying what he likes about it, that one's not finite. So I'm not condoning purchasing it. But what he likes about it is the quickness, I believe. So there's some utility there that he likes, and he's thinking about planets and Mars and all that kind of stuff. So the government's trying to beat us there. Whatever the answer is, you see the government's ahead of us. And when I say us, I mean just people who want to be able to purchase stuff without the government knowing, and we got to figure that out.
Yeah. Yep. So where do you see the
I mean,
future of
actually,
crypto?
if you go into blockchain, though, blockchain is not even like, it can be private, but if you know wallets, you can look at wallet histories and stuff. So you actually can see, like, if you do stuff on the blockchain, which I didn't quite mess around with, but I was on a website kind of like YouTube. It's called DTube, and it does blockchain stuff. And how it works is that once it's there forever. But like, it's there and no one can argue over it, and things have to be set in by multiple different people that each have different key parts of the blockchain to lock things in. It's really strange how it works, but basically everything is there for everyone to see, but it's also like not able to be argued. Like, you can't hide anything from it. I don't know. Blockchain is interesting, but sometimes it freaks me out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also heavily like locked in with Bitcoin and other types of coins because they work in similar ways, and you can do all this like digital transaction and stuff. It's I don't know.
Yeah.
Bitcoin's really strange.
Yeah, I can answer your question for my thought, Ray. And this is an optimistic view, and I'm not optimistic just to be optimistic. I honestly believe as the x-axis of time continues on year after year after year, it will be impossible to stop whatever. I don't know if it's Bitcoin as we see it now or whatever. I don't think the government, I don't think these few people that are trying to run the planet can possibly stop common people from using their own currency. It's that joke or that story that Casual Goats just said. The IRS came to that person, the IRS said, you owe me money, and that person's like, we don't even use that money anymore. We're using this. The government's going to have to eventually try to get into whatever that is long term.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if someone just created if they just created like their own little currency outside of not even crypto, just their own little currency, and they started exchanging it with people for resources and stuff, then yes, I could clearly see that going. But a giant everything else through particularly like these globalist types of things. Like if you go down to your local supermarket, they're not going to take that kind of currency. They might take crypto. So the only way that you could possibly implement your own little currency is if everyone just started I'm getting on board with it, which that's not going to happen. Most people are just naive, and they're just going to stay with the US dollar and stuff like that. So that's just the way I'm taking it. I don't like it, like I said, but that's just how it is right now.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to currency in general. I love it. I don't know why there are people that don't want currency, Like I dig barter and trade, that's fun and all. I trade Magic the Gathering cards with people all the time. We trade in monetary value, but it's still trading of things. But currency is great. You can do things to make currency, and then you can take that currency to go get whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, if I want to go down to this guy and get something from him, he only has specific things that he wants, and I don't have those, so I can't get that thing from him. Then maybe I have to go to somebody else and get that. No. I'll just give you currency for it. It's great. Currency is a fantastic concept we've created.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that the take, if I could ask you both, is that the take of the far left socialists? I don't mean to diss them. I just want to understand their take. Is their take, because they're anti-capitalism, anti-capitalist, is their take that there shouldn't be any currency at all?
I don't think
they're
so.
anti-crypto. I know that.
Far left people are anti-crypto?
Yes. From everything I've read.
I've known far left people who still like money. They just don't like the way money is utilized. I think that's more what comes into that idea, and the fact that if you want to make money, you have to work. And the idea is, well, why should I have to work for that money? We should all work together, and instead of money, us working together and being in a group will allow us to take care of these things. But I think that's a lot more difficult when everyone has different interests. And it's like I go back to the anime I'd mentioned where the AI tried to create its utopia but couldn't, because you couldn't just have a full diversity of people and create a utopia. you got to like, find a way through that.
Yeah.
And
yeah. So, but yeah, like
sorry. My brain's like zoning out right now.
Oh no, I
No
was
problem.
tracking. Yeah, I was tracking that. Yeah.
yeah, I was tracking that. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Where do you guys see the future of crypto going?
I don't know enough to say detailed like with Bitcoin specifically, but the future is good. The future is bright. And I mean long term. I'm not saying next year. I'm saying maybe 100 years from now. I think the technology favors everyone. Once that as it advance, it's almost like the internet. They can't really stop it. I mean, they do a lot to it. They censor it. They do a lot. But at the end of the day, they can't fully control it or stop it. It'll be even worse with crypto and blockchain and AI. You combine it with AI as well. I think it's going to be excellent.
Yeah. Like if we what the WEF wants, the Great Reset, is that the idea that you will own nothing, that you will be happy, which means so it would be near. If that's true, what's going to happen? Then it would be near impossible for anyone to create a separate currency on their own. It wouldn't be possible because they say you don't own anything, you just share everything. So you can't create your own currency. You have to go with the currency that they choose for you. So
yeah, that's why they have to get you in the virtual world. And we're not there yet. I don't know if it's 10 years or whenever, but basically where you wake up and every day you're in the virtual world. I think that's why they're trying to get you there, because then they can control the currency in there. That's really, I mean, it is the Matrix. I mean, it's literally, I think, is where they want to go with it.
I think if they really wanted to do something, they could go for, okay, so it probably sound like I'm advocating for Brave New World, but in their idea, if this is what they wanted to do, they could just create their own pod zones. Because at some point, you could get people so compliant that, or at least mostly so compliant, that they can live in like small zones with each other. And you can just grow generations of people, because we're getting to the point where we're probably not going to need like people to make more people.
yeah.
So it's gonna things are gonna change, and maybe if they like want to enact all these different things, then they probably just want to go do that by themselves. In a Brave New World, there's those cities, and then there's everywhere out those cities. Now it depicted them as like living in total poverty in villages and stuff in certain areas, and that's probably still going to happen, because specifically the book took you to Africa. It didn't take you to like America, but they did mention these like zones that they have, that they live in, and that's kind of like you ever read The Giver?
No.
Oh man, The Giver and Finding Blue, but they also live in these like futuristic pod places. And then there's like the outside zones where I guess like not pod people live, and honestly, I wouldn't mind that, as long as we can still do our shit and y'all get isolated in your own little pod places around. I won't fuck with you. You're good. You can do your own weird little shit over there.
Yeah. Mike said something great. They don't even have to force you into the you'll own nothing and be happy world. We're already moving there with everything being a subscription service.
Yeah. I don't own music anymore.
Twitter is already.
Yep.
I do. I've got a bunch of CDs over there. Sadly, they're not new things, but
I collect I collect movies, and I collect 4K Blu-ray still. I also collect vinyl.
That's also why you har your digital music, my friends. Because got to keep it to yourself, because like if shit goes out, you know what I mean? Spotify goes down or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh no, all my Spotify shit's down. But
that's
you can get these things. They don't have to be stuck to Spotify.
Like you see, they own it. They can shut it off anytime they want to. So that's the idea. Like can you Mr. Schwab of the WEF, I won't say his full name, but you know who I'm referring to. Mm-hmm. He was talking about like a power grid pandemic where like electricity, like all the power goes out, and that would be much worse than the pandemic that we just went through. So
yeah,
is he hinting at something that's coming down the road? I don't know. I can't prove that, but it's at least curious.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So I don't like if that happened, that means all crypto would be shut down as well. You wouldn't be able to exchange that. So that's just another point.
It depends on how much electricity, though, because you could still trade crypto. Because crypto, once you have it, you sit it in a hard drive, and it's on your hard drive. As long as you carry that hard drive around, you have it. And if you can make your own personal power, you still have it.
But yeah, it wouldn't be worth anything because no one else is going to exchange it.
Yeah, everyone would have to have
Exactly.
it. But yeah, I see what your point is.
Because that's why I think my idea, where like I told you, I'm trying to save land, trying to save money to buy land, not mainly so that when the system collapses, I'll be secure.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
talking about
value
that
is always better than the physical.
Yeah, they're talking about that. I don't know if it's just because I follow a lot of people who are, open-minded. They're looking at the chess moves. They're talking about that pandemic stuff again. I'm hearing it bubbling up. And this time I'm ready. The first time I was not ready. I didn't prep my wife. I got family, so I got red pilled real quick. My wife was not. So she knows if they do that totalitarian chaos nonsense again, we going straight up out to a rural area or some other area that isn't abiding by it, and we're doing it immediately. So I agree with you. If they go with that totalitarian nonsense again, absolutely.
That's why I'm trying to convince you to like we to come onto the ranch as well when I get it.
We'll have to look and see how that happens. It's a lot of moving pieces, but I will not be putting up with that nonsense again.
I'm not going to either. And like none of us going back to that, I want to make a good point. When that first happened, none of us knew what was going on. So like even Trump didn't know what's going on. So that's why I would justify that he was right at that time, because none of us had all the information. But now that we all have the information, we all know what's going on. Oh yeah, there's going to be hell to pay.
Yeah, and then you brought up Trump. I don't want to maybe digress too much, but that's why I don't hate Trump for what he did during at that time. I do have a problem for him. I don't hear a clear take on what the mistakes were now, and then you're gonna go miss the debate. I need to hear you talk, but I don't need you. And I got a lot of disagreements with a lot of people in MAGA on that. It's not acceptable that he's missing the debate. I don't care if he's up by 100, 90% in the polling. I don't give a damn, bro. Get up on that stage and answer some questions.
I don't buy the polls. I don't buy them whatsoever.
I agree completely. We talk.
After what happened with Carrie Lake, I will never trust another poll again in my life.
Absolutely, they're worthless. Why are we looking at these things?
Because here's another thing about polls: when they do them, they never say where they got them from. Did they get them from the city, or did they get them from the rural areas, or where did they get them?
Some people disclose more than others, but
they don't. They never. I've never seen one say where they got the information from.
If you go into some of them, there's it's not called a prospectus. I forgot what it's called, but they have some of the assumptions in there. But it doesn't. You can tweak those. If you want a poll to show Ron DeSantis, maybe you can only tweak it so much to be credible. But you could show him a poll, get a poll with Ron DeSantis within 30 points or something like that. If you tweak assumptions, so it's the science behind it is accurate, but there's just too much. It's kind of like the cloud of war. People are using this polling as a weapon, and I don't care. Even if the polling is accurate and say Donald Trump has 90% of the support right now, I don't care. I need your fat ass up on that stage answering the questions from your competition.
And get on Twitter as well.
Absolutely.
Like Donald said something. The people own the state. We do not have to run.
Yeah. Well,
from the cities we have to run from.
I mean, so here I feel you. Shout out to Don. I feel you, but the reality is different. It's like saying we have the First Amendment, but obviously we don't care enough.
Mike brought it up again. I got to start stocking up on toilet paper. Like, you remember when everything was first going on?
Oh yeah.
You saw all the toilet paper shortages going on.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
Oh, that was a real
online.
Thing. Yeah, did you?
I got the internet toilet. It's pretty good. It was all right,
Or if you run out of toilet paper, go grab some leaves out in your front lawn. So
I mean, some people had to. I mean, at that point, you don't care if it's 1-ply or 2-ply or what. You just need something.
Yeah. So I completely disagree with Don on this, though. The people are learning the procedure for correcting government provided by us, by our forefathers in our state constitutions. People are not learning that. No, that's not happening.
I'm torn on that one. Let's talk about that for a second. What do you think, Ray?
If you saw, you remember that study that showed that my generation Zoomers, they're far less patriotic than even millennials are. So, and you see how dumber and dumber they've been getting. It's pretty obvious. Like, it's not. I'm not joking.
No, I agree.
If you go to a college, you see a whole bunch of people in gender studies enrolled in gender studies. That's how far we've come already. How pathetic my generation has become. and they're becoming less and less patriotic, and they're becoming less masculine. They're moving away from America. They say America's racist. It's evil. It's on we're living on stolen land, et cetera, et cetera. And they're actually complying with the government more, and more. So if you're someone that just complies with the government endlessly like that, no. Here's something interesting. In the Bible, it says Jesus says, respect the government, honor them. But that's like a legitimate government. I'm not what we're living in right now. That's not a legitimate government. I'm sorry. I'll say it right here, right on board. We are not living in a legitimate government. This is just some matrix-like thing that is being shoved down our throats to constantly control us. That's my opinion. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about it. And you see how people are moving less and less away from America. What I just repeated that, but I'm trying to get that emphasis down right here because that is really, really important right here.
So Casual, do you have a take on that? Donald says just generally people are learning the procedure for correcting government provided to us by our forefathers. What do you think on that?
I guess I'd wonder what he means by people, because I'm sure most of the people on my block either don't give a fuck or only tepidly give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like a lot of what we talk about is online, and there's a lot of what goes on offline, and say, for instance, and the people that I interact with, which is mostly trades guys, they're like aware of it, these different things on different levels, of course, too, and there's different levels of what's going on that's fucky that they understand or don't understand or even know or care about. And that's totally different from what another group of individuals in certain areas might think. So, I think it's getting better now. Like, I'm surprised at how many more people I notice that are more aware of government fucking. But, there's also a lot of people that I see down this, wherever I live that I'm sure don't care, because we're just normal people trying to get on. Half the time, I don't care. Like, honestly, I got to make money, have a kid, and go get a house. I understand the government's fucky, but there's precious amounts of time to be had with these things, so I say even I give a fuck, but it's more so that I've got a lot of things to do that I don't know what one would do. Hang on.
I disagree with that notion that more and more people are waking up to the government like that. We saw with the midterms where people didn't even care about the massive crime waves, the inflation, the war in Ukraine. No one cared about that, and they still voted for an RETARD in Pennsylvania. You know what I mean when I say that.
I know you're talking about Fetterman. No,
Fetterman. Sorry, I stepped away and came back just to hear. That's my guy. That's my guy.
I'm still waiting for Biden. I'm still waiting for Biden to announce Fetterman as his running mate for 2024.
I did that. Yeah, I did a segment a while back where I'm like, I hate Fetterman, not personally, but as a politician. If he was just some bra on the street, I would have had no beef with him, but he ran for Senate. As a senator, I don't like the dude, but part of you has to love him too. He's like a lovable giant,
No.
I kind of feel bad. I think whatever happened to him in his accidents would have been fine.
Yeah.
But now it feels the same way I feel about Biden. He's just an old weirded out guy now. There's a lot going wrong with him, and maybe we just shouldn't have the poor guy in politics. Same how I feel with Fetterman.
Like Osiris.
I do call him the Goblin King.
I still remember when you went on Tim's show, where you're talking with Luke, and Luke was talking about Biden. Well, actually, not that. He was actually talking about maybe Hunter for 2028 or something like that. And then you told him, told him that you were disappointed in Luke, and you said, "What about Fetterman?"
Because Luke is the one that did the website. He did the website with.
I want to replay that clip. That's one of my favorite clips from that show.
So look that up just look that up. While you're looking that up, let me finish up on Donald Williams' take. Don, I want to be optimistic, but I don't know what it means that we are winning. But let me tell you this. I'm not going to say we're losing either. I don't know what that means. But it's hard to put a number on are people learning or not. But what I need to see is more kind of coordination. I said that if, for example, say you have everybody who's a free thinker, these people like us right now, all living in 1 or 2 states. That would be way more power than we have right now. We're just scattered throughout the country. So until we can do that, because what's happening is they've corrupted the voting process, and then now they're corrupting the Constitution by arresting Donald Trump. So we look at, you can go through these legal means to contest. They're destroying the legal means and the voting process. So you can go to the clip.
Well, Mike said something good. Pre-stroke, he was still a douche. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Most of them are douches. It's just now that he's post-stroke, I just feel bad.
It's hard not to feel bad. It's hard not to feel bad for him.
I
And
feel
it's
bad
not like I want to Dr. Oz either. I don't know who the fuck that guy is. He's
feel
just on
bad
TV.
for
You know what I
Kathy
mean?
Barnett.
I feel bad
I mean-
for Fetterman the person, but I don't
Yes.
feel bad for him the politician.
Yes, agree completely. I said that a couple times. I just want to make sure I reiterate. As a person, it's sad to see someone suffer like that. Same with Dianne Feinstein, Chuck Grassley. As
Is
people,
Dianne Feinstein, isn't she the one in the wheelchair that just looks
90 years old. I
Almost.
believe.
She literally fell while she was trying to get out of her car.
There's
or
some
was-
shots
or
of
was
her
she
where I
trying to
just
get
think
in?
she looks
Something.
dead.
She was trying to get in or out of their car, and she fell down.
She looks dead, is what he said. Yeah.
She does. She looks like she's just hanging on just barely. Like they're maybe doing things to keep her alive a little bit longer as they're going. Because or she just really is like somebody who can really just get that old. But what do you
She's
doing?
90 years old. She
Right.
just turned 90.
I
Yeah.
think
I
there
believe.
needs to be. We got to get the cycling people in and out.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just get people in for a small amount of time and hop them out. And in fact, I think this was brought up in a Timcast show where it should be like jury, where it's just totally random people are picked for these positions.
That's interesting. Never thought. I had to think about that.
Interesting, but I don't buy no, because then there are truly populist people that that people who are establishment would take out immediately. I'm just saying, I can't go along with that part right there.
It depends on how the process is, but I think it could be interesting in a way to see like if we really need all the big government or not. So I personally don't think we do, but a lot of people think we do need that.
No, I
And,
agree with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're just cycling people in and out, there aren't groups of people who can stay in forever,
Mhm.
getting in that. It's just, it would be very difficult to make sure that was secure.
yeah,
And
okay.
continued to do that and not affected by outside forces, which is where it'd be incredibly difficult. So I think it would be very interesting because you get different people in every year and it won't, you get it, boom, you're in. You take what, a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and then you're out of it. You get a bunch of money, you're good, set for whatever it is you were doing or wanted to do. You can no longer participate in it. Like, you could just still be a citizen, but not a government official, like anymore.
Mhm.
And like maybe even set it up like, I don't know. Because a lot of people that when they get out of politics, like Hillary, now she's just making a bunch of money by selling a bunch of books. And I got to be honest, who's buying all those books? Probably other people that are connected with the government to buy it out and give her more money. So, you'd have to find ways around this. And that's funny because that needs, more regulation by a government or an organization to do that. This is where I feel weird about regulation because I understand regulation to a point. Obviously, not all the crazy stuff that we have to do for certain things. There's some stuff where regulation is just insane. But there are a lot of reasons for regulation. It's why my job is so safe, for instance.
Yeah.
987 days since they've had an incident for Moshe. That's impressive.
Yeah. And speaking of like that, Osiris, you guys on this Timcast episode, you were talking about Wyoming potentially banning electric cars after 2035. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Let's.
I think electric cars are neat, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I still like gas cars.
Same here.
If the electric cars would last longer and they were cheaper, I'd be more interested.
All right.
Vicious. That's a vicious label.
Where's-
I don't want that label. That's a vicious one.
Where's that clip from? I'm trying to find it.
And didn't include for
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think they need to do this
This
to
thing.
stop Joe from running in 2024.
Yeah.
They just
This-
need
I think
to
this is
not
it right
give
here.
him the IV drugs they've been giving him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just let him fall asleep.
Man,
Don't
50,
run him.
Well,
there's only so many replicas of him that they have. Okay, so they might be running out.
And they're getting worse. They're like degrading in quality.
Joe Biden number 5 is not doing too well. Okay, Sorry, Ian, you had a
It's
point.
just $50,000 a month in rent is complete.
Oh, that's not.
It's not normal. That can't. Not. I don't know if I could say that can't be real. Is it possible that a apartment building
way.
is 10?
No.
Yeah, it doesn't seem real.
50,000.
Either he's lying.
Tons of people have gone through the rentals in the area, and the highest is 6,000,
So
and
money-
the average is like 3. The IRS would, in any other circumstance, would look at this and be like, "Oh yeah, it's illegal."
Yeah, I would think so.
Like-
Or he's
like,
lying.
I'll put it this
Maybe
way.
That's also illegal.
What? So if like Ian, let's say I want to give you
Yeah, I'm trying to
$1
find
million,
that.
you've got. My point with that is,
Is this it right here?
and then pay the taxes on it, and now it's clean.
Yeah, at its face. That's what.
And didn't playing games with it.
Is this?
He
Right
just doesn't want her to get the Biden name.
Oh, that's not
So
it.
he's saying, I'm trying to help you. Don't take the name. But the name actually would help her.
Yo,
'Cause she-
Hunter is gonna blow the lid
Oh, I
on
think
this
this
stuff.
I think.
in like a decade, and the next decade.
He
he's
already did.
When Joe
Yeah.
Biden passes away, the way Hunter's going to be coming clean on all this crap.
Now, did you see they are so cold hearted. They hung up stockings for Christmas and didn't include that granddaughter. No,
Yeah.
they included the dog, the cat, everybody. I think her name was Navy. I
I'm
forgot
not
her
sure.
name. Her
No,
name.
that's cold.
Yeah, that's
Is
the
the
That's
word.
messed up.
Is the word still bastard if it's a
That's.
girl?
I can't.
That's a
Find,
good
I don't know
question.
where it is.
So I think it's just a boy, but let me double check.
A bastet?
Yeah,
That's
And then on top of that,
Just looking at ants. Yeah.
A bastard.
Like, who's calling the shots here? This guy? No.
no.
No, I don't know. I think if they did show up, they would treat us the way we treat like animals. You know, we sit
Mhm.
back and watch, and then and you know, it's like it's funny.
Oh, I
'cause
love
aliens.
that clip right there. Where you mentioned the alien stuff, where like and they came down and they said, "Take me to your leader." I love that clip too.
you get a name from somewhere.
Mhm.
Yeah. What a sad family, man.
It's
Yeah.
like it's like
I
a
think it said, "Take me."
Right here.
family kind of.
Right here, I love this
kind of
clip.
like that.
Yeah.
With that drama and money.
You know what I was thinking earlier? Imagine aliens came to our planet and landed in America, and they said, "Take me to your leader." This is what would they think?
They blow us up.
Yeah, they'd just be like, "This isn't worth it." Like, just gone. There's a story that just came out.
Maybe that's
that,
why they're not visiting. I mean, I mean, these are ants.
They show up.
Like
they
it's
see
us
Biden,
looking
they
at
turn
ants. Yeah. Like, who's calling the shots here? This guy? No.
No.
No, I don't know. I think
The aliens
if they
wouldn't
did show
believe
up,
that
they
if
would
there
treat us
were
the way
any.
we treat like animals. You know, we sit
Mhm.
back and watch, and then and you know, it's like it's funny because you ever watch Meerkat Manor?
No, I haven't seen
It's
that.
like all the
Yeah.
meerkats, they go to war with like the meerkats have war and tribes and stuff. And, you know, they talk about the leader and they give him silly names. That's what the aliens are probably doing. They're like, the Biden family is ridiculed by many. Well, I don't know if the aliens have British accents or anything like that.
I forgot who I was watching over the weekend, but it was a YouTube video that made the argument that if we do get visited by aliens, that alien would be artificial intelligence. Because if you want to have that kind of long travel, if you want to, of course, send something, why not just send an AI robot?
Yep.
So
Now that's an interesting take, actually.
That's a great take. Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
if there were aliens, which I don't believe there are, like but if life is not absolute, like everything will die, and like if there were any aliens, the nearest star closest to us is like, if there is any stars, which I'm still not convinced. Like, I still think we're being lied to by the government systems about that. But if what they're saying is true, that there are stars, the closest star is light years away from us. A person cannot live that long. Well, probably wouldn't live that long because of how long it would take to get here. So
No, I agree. That's why Elon has everything Elon does is about getting to Mars. And how is he going to get to Mars? I don't think he's going to get there with people. What he's going to do is do the Tesla bot, couple that with AI, and you can fly a craft potentially to the moon, to Mars, filled only with robots and the power of AI. So I think it's a great take by Luke.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, what were the conversations like between you guys right before you started the show? Like, did you guys talk about any of these interesting stuff like this beforehand, or?
Yeah, we were just chit chatting. Tim had no idea who I was, so he was just kind of like, "Hey, what you do?" and stuff like that. Luke, Ian was real cool. I mean, he talks about any kind of crazy stuff. I forgot he was working out at that time. I know he's working out again to get buff, but back then he was just working out. I don't think he was trying to get buff, but he was talking about that, and I was talking about how I was trying to lose weight. So it was a lot of little chit chat there.
I think Ian would be really cool to just sit down and jam with.
Ian is, man. I love
Apparently,
Ian.
he's in a band, from what I heard.
Yeah, well,
Like jam, listen to music, whatever. Like anything music related, I feel like they should do something more of that. You know, like
mhm.
sure they made some music, but like where's their other music stuff. You know what I mean? I'd really like to see that.
I agree. They could do that on the same Timcast music channel.
Man, I wonder if I could find it. I don't know. I'd have to dig really
They sh-
hard. But there's
Have they
an episode.
done like a concert like in live person before? I'm really curious.
No, but so Adam used to do Friday night jams. He still does it
Yeah.
on his own thing, but they
Yeah.
used to like pull out their guitars. And I remember that at one point Ian was singing the background vocals,
Mhm.
and it was great. Like, I want some
Adam's
more of that
great.
stuff happening. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hate
it's a
that-
shame.
I know. I hate that but Adam is. I love
Yeah.
Adam.
I
so,
wish
man.
things
He's so
hadn't
good.
fallen apart between them. I wish that
Yeah,
happened.
life happens. So, but Adam's great. Yeah, Tim has actually recently he referenced that they used to do the music. He didn't mention Adam, but he referenced that recently.
Yeah. that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
there's been a good bit of music played there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Adam kept it going because
Yeah.
he jams.
Yep.
He's
Yeah.
got some real good stuff.
Yeah. And the thing was, like, I think you told me beforehand, Osiris, before you went on, because I think other than your family, I was the only one who knew that you were going to be on the show when this happened. I think you did tell me you were going to wear like a Rippaverse gear when you went on to promote the Rippaverse. So
Yeah, I was happy I did. I have my own shirts, but nobody knows what those are, and
Well,
so
you
I know
something?
that. Well, I know that Tim's show is friendly to Eric July. He hasn't been on in a while, and it would give kind of a shout out to. I'm a big Eric July supporter, so you can support by buying stuff and by just promoting.
You know something?
Yeah.
I would, if I ever did go on, I would actually like to wear a Prime Animations gear.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't think Carlos has gotten any gear yet, but I can see
He
if
will.
he will.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will get up there. Shout out to Carlos.
Yeah. Casual. Osiris, have you told Casual who Carlos is yet?
Have I talked to Casual about Carlos? No.
Yeah, about what he does.
No, I haven't. I don't think we have.
We can show him some stuff.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think it'd be
Yo, I think
interesting.
he'll love it. I don't know. Did you watch Transformers back in the day, Casual?
Which one?
Transformers Prime.
Yeah, Prime.
No,
Well,
I don't think
Well,
so.
Carlos, he's our friend, and like he's actually has a company called Prime Animations, and what they're doing is they're making a fan-based Transformers movie.
Oh, okay.
And like literally, I'll show you a clip from it. Like, and this is real animation, real true animation. Like, well, let me find this right here, right this part. Oh, shoot. So yeah, Carlos, if you're watching, we're just using your clip right here. So just to let you know. Yeah, you gotta go check his channel out on Casual.
Gives me a
Previously
VHS vibe.
on Transformers Prime.
How are we gonna fight the Destructicons and the Decepticons at the same
Show
time?
preview from the previous one.
Retribution will be paid for the imprisonment of our master.
Unicron's anti-primes must not be allowed to survive. Ultra Magnus to Fowler.
Fire!
Primus, help us. He survived.
Ratchet to Autobot base. Whatever you're going to do it quickly.
You are only delaying the inevitable. Why fight any longer?
Put him down.
Master,
No way! Optimus is back!
Oh, brother.
look, it's Megatron.
He's also fighting against these slagging losers.
Fool! Your comrades could not stop us before, and you will not stop us now. Defeat is not an option for us. I'm ready for round 2.
Excellent work, man.
So, you're the last Prime. I
It definitely gives me some
Then you will be my
early
greatest
animation
conquest.
vibes.
And this isn't the
When I was
rendered
much
stuff. They're
younger.
gonna render it out.
Yeah, it's gonna look completely different and better. But you're right. It has
Your
a retro feel.
conquest will end in disappointment.
Oh, you were saying about it?
No, Casual Ghost was saying it has a retro feel to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a good way. Yep.
It's like it kind of reminds me of the days of like Butt Ugly Martians and Cubics and stuff like that. And there was a lot of like strange 3D shows that were coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's been working on this for almost 10 years. Almost. I believe, was it this year or next year? It'll be 10 years. So, yeah.
There's actually something I saw recently. Are you guys familiar with Bionicles?
Bionicles. I'm not aware.
No.
They were these side set from the Lego company. And they're really cool looking. Bionicles are dope as hell. I still have my like whole bin of Bionicles, and when I have a kid and they're a little bit older, to not eat little tiny pieces and stuff, I'm like, yo, check these out. But there's a game that the company's been making for a while, and it's shockingly and there's nothing copyrighted in it actually, so you can play it.
Oh, what's it called again?
It's called the thing is called Bionicles. And there's like a whole story behind them. There's like a comic series that followed alongside all the stuff that came out and like, expanded lore books and shit. It's crazy how much like there was to this little Lego set. I mean, not really little. There was a lot of stuff in like different generations.
Bionicle Mask of Power demo trailer.
This is a game that a group is making for that, and it's really cool because that's something from my childhood that's been working on.
Am I allowed to play the video?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll play that because that seems.
It's got a song that was made like for the trailer, so I don't think they'd care. They seem to really like that people like their stuff. So
okay, well, I'll play it then.
Yeah.
And see what this is like. Come on.
New from Team Kanoe.
Is this real? The fear I feel when the noise starts dying down. Is it true that there's a place for you when the sun burns out? Don't you fear that it's too late to turn the tide? These machines were never built to make things right. We need help. The world outside is dying while we slowly drown. Not living, just surviving. Locked in your paradise, a sanctuary burns while you play God. As above, so below, so below.
Wow, this looks awesome.
Yeah.
I've never heard of anything like this before.
Dude, Bionicles are so cool. If you ever want to read the comics, there's a whole website that archived the whole set. What's nice is that actually shows gameplay. So few trailers actually show gameplay for stuff, which really frustrates me.
Yep.
It was like, oh, big cinematics and fancy music, and like there is that, but then like, hey, here's the actual thing, which that's very cool. I've been watching that for a while now.
That's dope.
Yeah, that is dope, man. You want to move on to the Kid Rock stuff?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let Casual Goats know what happened. Controversy.
Yeah. Obviously, we know like Kid Rock is one of the most pro-Trump people in the music industry, by far one of the most. And obviously, you can tell because of that what happened when the Bud Light controversy happened with Dylan Mulvaney, a person who's not even trans, that's pretending to be trans, and there's been a huge influence all over TikTok and social media particularly for young teenagers and even some kids, to be honest. And we all know the boycott that happened with Bud Light. Their stock dropped. How much again? I forgot. Did they lose billions of dollars? I don't know the exact amount, but it's something along those lines. And we saw all the memes come out. Like people were bashing Bud Light. Like literally, even like Kid Rock, he made a video where he was actually shooting like a whole package of Bud Light with a gun. And it was actually awesome and hilarious. And then what happened recently within the last week, I believe, he got caught drinking a Bud Light himself. He literally got caught drinking it at when he was at some event, and when he wasn't just he was holding it in his hand and he was drinking it like just like he would drink a normal beer all the time. And it's bringing in a whole lot of questions, like a whole lot of them. And when looking at this, it's starting to make me realize: are there really people? Are there really people like in this industry that are really establishment or populism? Like, are they really populist, or are they all just establishment people that are just all under the same umbrella? Really, it's just bringing a whole lot of things because now he's contradicting himself to what he was doing beforehand. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I
he's
haven't
probably
heard.
Just,
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry. No, you go ahead.
I just think he's probably doing it for show. You know what I mean? Trying to appeal to the right people that you probably either did no longer or do, but not entirely. So I'm gonna shoot some beer cans and then I'm just gonna go drink the beer because I like it. You know, I'm sure in his private time he probably still drinks that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, year over year, Bud Light, they lost about 400 million in Q2. So they've lost hard revenue. We don't know if that's the only reason, but here's my thing, man. We don't know who's real and who's not. And to me, it doesn't matter. You can look at Jack Post. I'm just no diss to anybody, just throwing out names of people. Donald Trump, Jack Posovic, myself, anybody. You don't know how real they are or not. Tucker Carlson. So my thing is Vivek. I don't know how real he is or not.
I don't trust him.
Here's my thing. I don't trust anybody. So when it comes to Kid Rock, he's no different. When I don't. If people haven't seen it, he shot up a bunch of Bud Light cans. Not to me in a violent way, because I'm a peaceful person. I don't condone any type of violence. But I think when he did that, it was a symbol, and people rallied around it, and I was good with that. And now that he's holding the can, it does make me wonder if I think obviously he was fake because there's a connotation that even normies have with Bud Light now. Yeah. So I think for some type of way he's to me fake, but it doesn't really matter. He was based when he did it before, and now he's not.
Yeah, and I loved. Did you hear the song he made called "We the People"? Like that's you got. After we're done with this conversation, we got to play that song because it's awesome, and the video is bad. You know what?
I think I did see that from a while back, actually. But yeah.
Is everyone in just establishment? Really? Is that just how it is, or are people just being paid off or whatever? I'm really curious what's going on because he might have lost a little respect because of that now because he's going with the gay beer now. So.
Yeah, what label is he on? I have to look that up. This came up when I did a conversation about hip hop and how it's become less rebellious. It's because, and I look at Eminem. Eminem came out and has these negative comments against Trump, but he doesn't say anything about Hunter and Joe. And Eminem is a very smart person. He knows what's going on. I don't really. If you hate Trump, I don't care. But it is weird that you wouldn't call out other things like for Joe and Hunter, and it's because he goes and works up through Universal Music Group, and basically that's the music arm of MSNBC. So you're not going to have a take against them. They would drop Shady Records in a heartbeat. And I don't know what his label is, but that plays a role with a lot of these musicians.
Well, even Jason Aldean edited his video, Try That in a Small Town. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to be independent. Like this dude, Oliver
Tom
Anthony.
McDonald.
Oh, Tom McDonald. He's completely, to my knowledge, completely independent. He can do whatever the hell he wants to do.
Yep.
And I brought him up because
Black Pegasus is independent.
Absolutely. Shout out to Black Pegasus. But let me go back to Tom McDonald real quick, because that's pertinent to the Bud Light thing. Because people misunderstand, and I don't like when people don't articulate this right. Ron DeSantis didn't articulate this right, really. I am 100% against the LGBTQ identity and rainbow flag. That does not mean I don't like somebody who is trans or whatever else. I don't like the idolatry of this flag and this other identity that's separate from our country, separate from family, God, and all that. It's the identity, you identifying with that. I don't like that. And Tom McDonald is known as a conservative or whatever you want to call him, a non-establishment rapper.
He's actually a moderate.
He's a moderate. He had Blair White in his music video, 2 years ago. And nobody canceled him like Bud Light. So the canceling of Bud Light was not about them putting a trans person on the can. That's an inaccurate take. Tom McDonald is revered by the same type of people who canceled Bud Light. He had a trans person in the video, and he's revered for it. Why? It's because of the beliefs of that person. It's what that person believes. The content behind that person is disgusting, and that's why you got the backlash.
Yep. Completely agree, man. What do you think,
like,
Casual?
just don't preach, you know? Just stop preaching about it. Like, I don't give a fuck. Just stop pushing it in my face, you know? I don't care. One of my friends is gay. He doesn't care about it. You know, it doesn't, the whole identity thing is very, very just class separating, I think, which is amusing, and how those people feel about class and such, that it's just as hypocritical to class yourself, you know, towards the identitarian versus somebody who doesn't care.
Yeah. Like when you talk about gay pride, guess what? Straight pride, guess what? There's a thing called straight pride, and that gets attacked all the time. Even though I really just view it as a joke because it's just hilarious, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's more of a joke. But...
It's stupid because, did you see that video from Vice when they were talking about it a few years ago?
No, I didn't.
There was literally a dude at this straight pride parade dressed in a shark costume, and he had a sign over his chest that says "Straight Lives Matter." So,
let's not forget, though. I don't know if you guys know this,
that is
Vice
hilarious.
Vice is also the company that has an interview and a long documentary about people who have sex with bugs, and it's never shown in a negative light throughout that whole thing. So Vice is a little they're a little off in most of the things that they do now. I mean, they used to be cool as shit from what I can recall. I really didn't pay attention to them much, but if I saw like a Vice thing about them going out to some crazy fucking war-torn country, that was kind of badass, you know?
Yeah.
Now
this right here.
Oh, yeah, these people put worms on their penis. What? Why? Stop it, Vice.
Yeah, this right here is literally hilarious. And the thing was, Milo was actually one of the people putting this parade on a few years ago, which that's just stupid because Milo's a gay guy. So
obviously, yeah.
Like the entire thing is a joke. Look at this. This part is my favorite part.
A lot of American flags. There is "Don't Tread on Me" flags. There's the classic straight pride flag, which you all know and love as being the symbol of a man and a woman together with pink and blue. Lives Matter. Oh my gosh. Funny. The shark from the Katy Perry video is here. Lives Matter. What does that mean to you?
Nothing. All lives matter. You know, gay lives matter, straight lives matter. Everyone's lives matter except for socialists.
Where did you hear about the Pride Group?
Facebook.
And when you first heard about it, what was your initial thought?
That's hilarious. I'm doing it.
What was funny about it?
Because it's never been done before, and everyone's going to be pissed off, even though it's obviously a joke.
Is it obviously a joke?
Yes.
Bro,
seriously.
Is that Vice? Was Vice doing this unironically?
Yeah.
Because it's not a joke to Vice.
They were the thing was they were taking it. She was taking it so seriously right there. It's clearly a joke. Like,
oh my gosh, Vice, that was cringe right there.
Yeah, I mean, what's
hilarious?
Like a dude in a shark costume wearing a sign that says "Straight Lives Matter." Like, how gullible you have to be to figure out that that's just completely stupid.
How important is humor, though? I mean, humor is more powerful than any type of article or anything you can do. Humor is just so good. So I love that stuff.
Yeah. Hey, Osiris, remember Nick Gurr?
Oh,
I gotta show Casual this.
I don't know if you saw this, Casual. This was hilarious. Oh my god,
Casual. There was a dude out there. He's a leftist. He's a movie reviewer, and he doesn't really talk politics outside of it rarely. Whenever he does, he's so cringe when it comes to it. And I think he does terrible movie reviews too. And I just can't stop watching him because I just dislike watching him all the time. And someone sent in a super chat to his channel one time, and it was hilarious. Like, I gotta find it right here. Let me find it.
This is one of the classic. While he's going to find that, this is one of the classic kind of internet clip moments, man. I remember we talked about this, man. It might have been. It's over a year from now.
No, it actually was in April. Remember?
Oh, was it? This year?
It was when Tucker got fired. Remember?
Oh, okay.
I remember it clearly. I remember everything about that video. Let me get to it. I'm trying to find it.
Ray's like an encyclopedia, man. He knows he can find these clips. So he doesn't even have the link. Like I will save the links so I can kind of go back to some of these, but he just knows them.
Yeah, I'm trying.
That's a good skill to have.
Yep. Yeah. Especially when you're
I'm
doing
like
this.
I'm like the
There are
Jamie
so
of
many
our
streams.
section of the
Yeah.
internet.
There's so many streams I wish I could have remembered of Recatus, because Recatus says some really clippable stuff.
Yep.
Just things that could be used for memes, for video clips, for different reaction type things. Like I have one clipped of him, and he says, "What are we gonna do today? We're gonna watch somebody get shot over and over and over." And I don't know where I'd use that, but man, that's right into the library of stuff for my videos. Like he has a lot of really fun things
I found it.
Okay. I haven't listened to Nick in a while, man. Shout out to Nick. I'm a
Same.
big fan of his. He's great. Nick
He
Recatus.
streams too late for me, and the Madman
Yeah.
streams from like 12 until 4 in the morning. Man, I gotta wake up at 4:30.
Yeah.
I get up and you're still streaming. What's going on?
Yeah. And I don't know how he streams and drinks like that too.
Yeah.
It's a depressant for me. I'd be sleepy.
Yeah, like 1 second. Let me get...
Phenomenal. What he
Look at his live chat right here. They're all telling him, no.
You know,
They're all telling him, no, don't read it.
they set him up.
Yeah, like just watch this right here.
did with a anyway, I'm sorry you didn't
Right
like
here,
it,
this
Cash,
is it.
but I'm still kind of excited about seeing it myself. Jason Maynard writes, "Happy birthday to Nick Gurr." Are people in is that one of our people in the live chat? Nick Gurr? Is that one of the people? Or is that a celebrity that I don't know about? I'm not sure. Anyway.
And what's funny is he doesn't even realize it.
Now, do you think this is real? Is it? Do you think he really got tricked?
Yeah, he had to have.
I mean, that didn't even click to him. I don't think.
No, it didn't sound like it did.
He had to have figured it out later because of
Yeah.
everyone in the live chat.
Oh
Like, look
my
at everyone's reactions after he said it. Look.
Oh my god!
Let's see
Look at
here.
that. They're all saying, no.
No,
Cash
stop!
writes, I'm going.
Look, see? They're all saying no.
That's pretty good. I like that.
I'm sure I've been, and I don't mean anything. I don't even know who that dude is, but I'm sure I've been got to. So it can happen to anybody.
I
I
can't
think
stop
Tim
watching.
mentioned him randomly one time in a video I was watching, because I kind of recognize his name, but
Yeah. Oh, he also says the N-word. He used to say the N-word a whole lot back in the day. Like like we were talking about Transformers earlier. You remember? Did you see any of the Transformers movies, Osiris?
Yeah.
Like Revenge of the Fallen, and he was talking about something about like you remember the twins in that movie, like the twins, like Skids and Mudflap. They're the ones that acted a fool. They were weird throughout the movie. Like he said something about them that they act like, or I'll find.
Oh, really?
This was back when the movie came out in 2009. Let me find that right here. You're
This same person said that?
Yep. Let me find it.
So maybe he did do it on purpose. I don't know. Either way, it's hilarious.
yeah, maybe a Freudian slip of him already being able to pronounce it fluidly, and it just doesn't click.
Right here. Oh, this right here. You guys are gonna want to see this.
Long time. I was trying to explain the twins to somebody, and basically it's this. The twins are two hood niggas that talk ridiculous jive, are illiterate, and I'm not making that up. They actually reveal that in the movie. They're illiterate. They can't even read. They talk like this, and they have buck teeth, and one of them even has a big buck gold tooth and stuff like that. And look, some people try to point out to me, well, John, how's that any different from Jazz in the first movie? Jazz was stereotypical black guy. Yeah, but I don't have a problem with stereotypes in and of themselves. Look, you want to show an Italian in a movie? I'm Italian, by the way. You want to show an Italian in a movie eating spaghetti and meatballs? That's neither positive or negative. I mean, sure, Jazz in the first movie said the line, "What's up, little bitches?" But he was also portrayed as a strong, fearless leader. Remember, he's second in command of the Autobots. There was nothing negative about Jazz. The twins, on the other hand, is everything negative. I mean, stupid, illiterate, you know, jive. I mean, it takes a lot to offend me. It takes a lot to offend.
How are you offended?
was
You're not even
offended.
black.
But even beyond just being offensive, they were stupid and annoying as hell. And I'd have to take I'm going to go see it again. I'm going to take a watch with me, maybe my iPhone, use the timer in my iPhone to figure out how much screen time. But I'm pretty positive that the twins have more screen time than either Megatron or Optimus Prime in this movie. And they are horrible.
I will agree. I will agree they were horrible.
Yeah. Like my favorite scene in that movie was when they were fighting over the car, like who got the green car. Like, let me find that right here. Maybe if I'm allowed to play that clip. That
a lot of people were comparing them to Jar Jar Binks.
They were,
because from Phantom Menace. Because it was annoying.
They were truly, truly annoying.
Yeah. You want comic relief in anything, but I think that failed.
Let me find it. Where is it? Trying to find it. Is this it right here? I think this might be it right here. Let me find that one scene where they were literally fighting over a car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think right here. This is the scene right here.
Oh my gosh! Somebody put all the twin scenes together.
Yeah, this is that scene.
What's wrong with you? Autobot twins report.
This is that funniest scene right there.
Mm-hmm.
I remember these guys. It's been so long since I saw these movies.
Mm-hmm.
This.
Green. No, green is mine. I call green. I got the green. That hurt, man. It's supposed to hurt. It's an ass kicking.
See, and you know the one who plays the one with the green card that skids.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who plays him is the guy who plays SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
I could kind of hear that. Yeah.
No, green is mine. I call green. And one of them has a gold buck tooth. So
yeah,
it's stupid, but it's
yeah. I'm not gonna be doing racist with these robots. I just think it was.
I don't think it was just stupid in my.
It was
opinion.
just stupid. Yeah.
It's so bad, it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I literally sometimes I go back, I watch those clips just because it's so stupid. I have to watch it.
Yep. Yeah, Mike has bad needs. Does anybody like every time you bring up Bud Light, everybody brings up like, why would you even? Does Kid Rock actually like Bud Light? That's weird because
I don't know. I don't understand how anyone can drink any light beer.
Yeah, I think that's why it was easy for. Yeah, I don't like beer at all. Well, I don't drink beer now, but
I drink beer, but I don't drink light beer.
Yeah,
I drink liquor. I got a bottle of Southern Comfort, amaretto, and lime juice right next to me. Like not for day drinking. I take it with me when I go play Magic with some friends on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like some liquor, but beer I can never get into. I don't know. Apparently it's because of all the hops in it that I don't like. But even when I see and taste non-hops beers, it's all just very bitter and gross.
Like me, I do primarily Crown Royal and Jack Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
I like whiskey.
Yeah, I like things that taste okay because I really don't like. I like being drunk, but I don't like getting drunk because I really don't like how a lot of alcohol burns. But this stuff, it goes down smooth. Takes a couple shots to feel nice, and it's a good time.
All right, you guys want to close out with that Kid Rock song? Like I've been taking a lot of tips from you, Osiris, where like sometimes you open or close with like a music or something like that.
For real.
All right, I'm gonna play that Kid Rock song. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, I got you. I'm here.
Okay, sorry, I thought something happened, but I'm gonna close out with that Kid Rock song. We the People. So yeah,
I'm gonna be doing opening and closing songs for my streams.
Nice.
When I get my model finished, and it's gonna be all really messed up AI music that I find. Because if y'all haven't heard any of that, oh man, I should send you guys some stuff. Hearing SpongeBob sing some crazy stuff is pretty funny. Or Mr. Krabs singing Billie Jean from Michael Jackson. Oh, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah. We're gonna close out with this.
We the people, and all we do, reserve the right to scream, fuck you!
take your pills. Now a whole generation's mentally ill. Man, fuck Fauci. But COVID's near, it's coming to town. We gotta act quick, shut our borders down. Joe Biden does, the media embraces. Big Doc does it, and they call him racist. We the people. Let's go, man. We the people. Let's go, man. We the people. Let's go, man. We the people. Fuck Facebook. Fuck Twitter too. And the mainstream media. Fuck you too. Yeah, you. We're the Inflation's up like the minimum wage, so it's all the same. Ain't a damn thing changed. You piece of shit, I don't see color. Black lives matter. No shit, motherfucker. But we gotta keep fighting for the right to be free. And every human being doesn't have to agree. We all bleed red, brother, listen to me. It's time for love and unity. We the people. Let's go, man. We the people. Let's go, man. We the people. Let's go, man. We the people. Fuck CNN. Fuck TMZ. And you social media trolls, y'all can suck on these nuts. That's what's up.
Kid Rock.
If you're down with love, you wanna make things better. All we gotta do is just come together.
It's a great song.
Take my hand and follow my lead to the promised land. 'Cause we the people, we gotta unite and follow that good time guiding light. Climb aboard this love boat and rock that bitch up and down the coast.
In order to form a more perfect union, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Standing up and standing tall. 'Cause it's all for one. And it's one for all. All. We the people. We the people.
Kid Rock came up in the Detroit hip hop scene. He was loved by a lot of the hip hop artists back then, Eminem, and there's a lot of others, Royce the 5'9", and others that aren't as well known that everybody might not know. But he came up like rapping with them.
Ah.
Yeah.
I mainly became a fan of him because because back in the day when I watched WWE, like, The Undertaker, when he was during the American Badass era,
Yeah.
his theme song was a Kid Rock song.
Yep. Yeah,
That's
he
how
was
I became-
kind of.
That's how I became a Kid Rock fan.
Yeah, he was kind of like a one-man Beastie Boys is what they looked at him as back in the day.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yep.
Yeah. But I'd listen to the Beastie Boys all the time as well.
Oh, yeah. He's great. Kid Rock has a lot of good songs.
Oh, yeah. All right. We can wrap this video up right now then. All right. Before we go, Osiris, where can my audience find you at, brother?
MiddleMAGA.com. Why is it Middle MAGA? Because MAGA is the most beautiful most beautiful political movement in the history of this country. And I'm somewhere in the middle of, you could look at a Jimmy Dore and a Steve Bannon. I'm somewhere in the middle. And I also have a libertarian flair. MiddleMAGA.com. Appreciate you. This was great.
Yep. What about you, Casual Ghost? Where can they find you at?
Probably just Twitch. Actually, I don't think I'm going to be going anywhere else to do stuff. I can throw my link here in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm very soon done with my model, so I'll get on and start doing stuff.
I love the model idea, man. The VTube thing.
Yeah.
I'll send you guys a picture of what it looks like. It's pretty cool.
Good. I put both your guys' YouTube and Twitter links in the description below.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Don't follow me on Twitter.
Yeah. I still follow you, but yeah. But like I said, we should probably all have a conversation about, hey, if things start going south again, maybe we should all get a collective and start going to get a giant.
No, screw you, commie.
Yeah.
I'm living on my own.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go far away where nobody can see me, just far enough so I can get some kind of internet and electricity in the distance, and that's where I'll be. Out in the
Same
woods.
here. Same here. That's why I'm trying. I've actually, Osiris and I have talked about that beforehand, and I still think we should probably do something like that, man.
Absolutely.
All right.
But as always, great, man. It's fun. It's been fun.
Great fun.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait to do it again. So yeah. All right, everybody. If you're watching this video, make sure to like and subscribe to here on Rumble. Also, follow me on all the social media platforms because I'm on all of them as well as follow me on all the podcast platforms because I'm on all of those as well. And make sure to go and follow both these guys all over all their social medias as well. All right, guys. This is Ray. This is also Osiris and Casual Goats, and this was the Ray Infinity Show podcast. This was episode number 116. Catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.